Okay, are you guys ready for something to piss you off? Yeah, right? Okay, so let's just get into it. This is gonna kind of seem like it's uh, epic in the sense that it's starting in the middle of a story that you might not quite understand where it's going at first. Just bear with it, okay? Part of the decision of the Marbury versus Madison came down to who had the final authority, given that the Judiciary Act of 1789 appeared to give powers not found in Article 3 of the Constitution. Although Marshall's overall decision was not to expand the powers of the central government, he crowned the Supreme Court as the ultimate arbiter in the question of constitutionality. That's what we're going to be talking about right now. This unprecedented power is today known as judicial review. This is present day, of present day concern too. It has been the root of treasonous tyranny throughout American history ever since. Whereas few as 5 Supreme Court justices can subvert the will of the entire American populace, and why there now sit 6 Catholics on the court, with the other 3 being puppet leftist Jews, again shielded by the papists from focus. What they're saying there is that these people are considered this, right? But they're working for these guys over here in Rome. In 1962, 5 justices decided prayer in public school was unconstitutional, despite all the American history contrary to that point in Engel versus Vitale. Now, they're showing you how these 5 justices have just eroded society. This is 1962. In 1972, 5 justices decided that pornography was protected by the First Amendment in a ludicrous decision in Miller versus California. Oh wow, it's a big surprise it was in California. 1 year later, 7 justices claimed that a woman has the constitutional right to kill her unborn child in Roe versus Wade. As of January 2014, there have been 56,662,169 abortions. That's 1,382,000 abortions a year, 115,167 abortions per month, 3,838 abortions every day, 159 abortions every hour, 2 abortions every second. The implements of this industry look as if they came from the Inquisition. Abortion doctors, quote unquote, burn the innocent and vulnerable unborn with salt solutions, rip them limb from limb with suction devices and whirling blades, and pull their fully formed bodies out of their mother just enough to jam scissors into the base of their tiny skull. What the fuck? In ages past, Satanists called demonic entities by ritual sex magic, and then taking the bastard offspring born of 2 pagan priestesses, threw them alive into bonfires. Now this was kind of what they did for Baal and Moloch. You know, Moloch, Baal, I mean, they're basically tied, interrelated. Sometimes desperate or deluded parents murder their own legitimate children in the same way. Yeah, gotta give out those offerings. Today, endless streams of the innocent are ritually slaughtered in the Holy of Holies, their mother's womb, for the opening of interdimensional portals for unclean spirits to cause havoc in our realm. Abortions are nothing more than modern-day ritualistic satanic blood sacrifices. I realize that there are some who will read this and scoff. However, let's remember what the Maya did. We shudder when we think about their version of human sacrifice, but are too educated and bolstered by our own modernity to see our own version of it. In the Book of Enoch, we are told that one of the fallen angels showed the woman how to kill the embryo in the womb. According to that text, it would appear that the first abortion came from the fallen one's emissaries. I believe that there is no way around that. It is a blood sacrifice that has opened the gates of hell. It is a blood sacrifice that has opened the gates of hell. Here's why. In any occult ceremony, there is a blood offering. The occultists do this in order to gain power, but also to open a gateway for the demonic spirits to manifest. That's what they do when they're raping children too, just so you know. They're fragmenting their minds and they're allowing for things to manifest within the child. And that's when you have the splittered personalities and stuff like that. They're trying to open portals for entities to get into the actual child itself. Abortion accomplishes the same thing. The bloodletting opens up a portal, a gateway to the demonic. It allows them to manifest in our dimension. Is this why a UFO is reported once every 10 minutes in some part of the globe? Because the ritualistic blood sacrifice has literally opened the door to a second heaven? And that is Marzulli here. Don't believe L.A. Marzulli? How about Aleister Crowley? And I did a whole video on Crowley. Or rather, the entity Ayahuasca via Crowley and his then wife Edith. The best blood is the fresh blood of a child, the Book of Law, which is what apparently was being dictated to him through Ayahuasca, or Lamb as he ended up finally calling him. That is the legacy of judicial review, and Old Hickory was having none of it. The basic problem with the bank, Jackson said, was that it was unconstitutional. So now they're going back to this, but what I wanted you to kind of see there is that when they're discussing this this modern problem here and what it's allowing to do, it's the erosion of our society, it's the destruction of morals, and we don't even have a say in it. An unelected official, and as many, or as little as I should say, as 5 people in black robes. Think about the black robes for a minute and ritual. They get to decide and overrule anything. They can overturn stuff, and then they never had that power until it got bastardized way back then. And that's why I wanted people to kind of see that and just keep that in the back of your mind for the proceedings that are happening present day. And let's just see what they're going to do with that, because you can't lend a deaf eye to this stuff once you've seen it. You've got to kind of you'll notice it in things. You'll notice the fuckery afoot. I'm going to come back with a full detailed video on Andrew Jackson here just in a bit. I just have to there's a couple sources for that one, not just one book, so I gotta figure out how I can just go back and forth between them and kind of give you a full story. But once I work it out, the schematics, then I can post that one too.